and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana and I have a lot to catch you up on, but today I'm coming back to you with another review. So recently HugePOD reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try their products. They're a print-on-demand company and they specialize in all over prints. So I did order 3 different products. I ordered a hoodie, a sweatshirt, and a t-shirt to just kind of test it out, and as you'll see I really put their all over print to the test. Even though this is sponsored by them, I do plan on making this a completely honest review, so stay tuned. So everything that I ordered is a size large. Keep in mind I'm 5'4" and I usually wear a small. So the first item that I got is this hoodie. It does come in this beautiful green color and I decided to add this black overlay just to test out their all over print technology. As you can see in the back, the print actually came out looking spectacular. It's very vibrant and it comes out really nice and resilient on the black, which usually other print-on-demand companies have it come out kind of muted or faded. So I did love the printing technology of HugePOD. The only thing about this particular hoodie that I wasn't too fond of is it is a lot thinner than I was expecting it to be. As you can see by looking at the interior, it is this netted fabric. It is a lot thinner than I was expecting, and the actual fabric is very shiny compared to what you normally get. So I wasn't too fond of that. However, I totally expected to get it from an all over print piece of apparel. I assume that this is what all over prints kind of tend to look like. I just have never ordered one in the past, so it's hard for me to compare it to a different one. Another thing worth noting is that the green specifically has a lot of white dots. I don't know if the camera is going to pick up on it, but originally I just thought this was like lint or yarn and I could just kind of brush it off. But once I did that, I realized that it was actually part of the material or the apparel. I don't know if there was some malfunction in actually printing it, but there are actual white spots in the apparel that seems to be part of the paint or that was not coated properly. As far as fit goes though, it does fit very well. I do think these run a little smaller than the sizes we're used to, as the large fit pretty comfortably and kind of fit more like a medium than it did a large. So one thing to know about the hoodie is that it did have a lot of room around the hood, because I know a lot of Gildan hoodies actually tend to be tight around the face. So this one had ample room, which is a huge plus, especially for people with different size heads. Despite the material being on the thinner side, the one thing that I absolutely did love about this is the fact that you can just put in so much creativity into these designs, because you have total control as to how it's placed and you don't have the limits that other print-on-demand companies generally have. For this reason, I did the split color idea just because it's something I've seen trending a lot and I've always wanted to try it. Again, not too big of a fan of the specific fabric, but I do think for being creative, it's absolutely awesome. So this is the next item that I got. It is a sweatshirt, again in the size large. It is a different green than the one that I showed you, and this time I wanted to test out the all over print on the sleeves. I wanted to add little hearts so that way, like, when you bring up your sleeve like that, it shows up like a little heart. I thought it'd be cute. But if you look at the sleeve, there's no heart. So I don't know if they just forgot or their actual render doesn't pick it up. I'm not entirely sure, but I was a little bit disappointed to find that it wasn't there. However, if we actually look at the print itself, it's super vibrant, super great. Again, you can see the white. It's a lot stronger than a lot of the other print-on-demand products I have, so I am happy with that. The only thing again is the material. It's the same material as before. It's that netted material again. With that being said, that's actually a really great appeal to HugePOD. What they do have is super affordable prices, which allows you to have greater profit margins or even mark down the price if you would prefer to do it that way. We're basically eliminating the middleman and basically talking straight to the manufacturer. As you can imagine, this saves us a lot of money. Now in regards to the fit, this one again felt a little smaller. It felt more like a medium than it did a large. So again, I would just size up 1 or 2 sizes depending on how loose you wanted it to fit. And the last item that I ordered is this t-shirt. It's in this really pretty purple color, and it's again in a size large. Now, of all the items that I've showed you, this is the one that's the most true to size. It did feel like a large. It was very loose, and surprisingly, it's very soft. I was not expecting that. It's pretty similar material to the other ones, but this one's a lot stretchier and a lot softer. It still has the same knitting though, so one thing to note is that when it is stretched, it kind of does become see-through. So this is just something to keep in mind. On the back, we have this super vibrant print again with the yellow. It's very clear, very vibrant that I love. It does seem a little blurry, but I think that's more on my part on the design aspect than it is on theirs. Again, I don't think I would particularly sell this in my shop. However, it is so soft that I do think I will sleep in this shirt at least, just because it's super comfortable. It's a weird jersey material. So if you like the jersey material, then this is a good option for you. But if you like more of like the cotton feel, this isn't so much a good option for you. So now let's talk logistics. The people at HugePOD I found to be super responsive, so they were great people to communicate with. The only thing is, because this is a newer side of their business, their website is a little glitchy, in the sense that I had to upload my designs several times before I finally got it to stick with their website. Additionally, it's not super responsive, so sometimes you can't see the whole model, so you can't see the whole t-shirt and where you're placing things, which is a bit annoying. You have to keep resizing the frame and zooming out. But because they're new, I'm going to cut them some slack. And I figured that this is something that just will get better with time. Also, it's not impossible. I still managed to order my things without having too much of an issue. As far as shipping goes, it is coming from China, so that is something to keep in mind. This means that shipping prices are going to be a little more expensive than normal. I think I paid around $16 or so for all 3 of these to be shipped, which is a little pricey. When it did arrive, I was super pleased to see how it was packaged. It comes in those soft carrier mailers, but inside each apparel had its own Ziploc bag that it was put in. It's branded with Pop Showroom, but they just recently rebranded to HugePOD, and they come with these Ziploc bags, which is honestly higher quality than how some of the other POD shops actually ship out their items. So takeaways. I'd say HugePOD is really great if you love having great profit margins, if you want to increase them, just because this apparel really is so affordable since we are cutting out that middleman. Another thing is it's really great if you love having creative control. In other words, you want to be able to add prints to the sleeve or the collar or make them a lot bigger and not feel constrained. This is really great for you to show that creativity and to come up with really awesome designs. The only thing that I did mention is the quality isn't necessarily my favorite just because it is thinner. This doesn't mean that it's bad quality. It's still good quality, it's just not the quality that I think we're all expecting when we do get a hoodie or a sweatshirt. Similarly, the apparel color tends to be a bit shinier and more reflective, which is a little strange and something to get used to. It's not my favorite look, but again, if creative control is more what you're after, then this might be the route for you. I have the suspicion that the quality of these products are actually very similar and comparable to other print-on-demand companies all over prints. Like I said before, I just haven't personally tested it out, so I can't say for certain. This is just based on sample photos that I've seen from other people. All in all, I'm really glad to have tried this out. Thank you, HugePOD, and I hope you found this helpful. I'll see you next time. Bye!